The following is a presentation of TFNN. Trade what you see with Larry Pesavento. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-445-1044. Now, Larry Pesavento.
Okay, folks, looking good, Billy Ray, feeling good, Lewis. This is Billy Ray Valentine from the offices of Duke & Duke in South Philly, 800 South Broad Street, broadcasting for a happy Thanksgiving for all of our listeners across the world, even those that don't celebrate Thanksgiving, primarily Asia and the UK. Folks, we've got a big thing happening in the currencies probably in the next half hour or so. Whether it's going to hold or not, we'll wait and see. But the first chart that I posted in is the Japanese yen. As you can see, the market topped 5 days ago exactly to the tick at the 786 retracement of the whole move. We've come down and tested last week's lows and have so far held. But that's not where the real pattern is showing up. We've been talking about this all week long. We'll start out looking at it on a 4-hour chart, and then we'll blow this up so that you can see it a little better. This is the euro versus the US dollar, the most actively traded thing in the world. And as you can see on the far right-hand corner there, we have a 3 drive to a bottom pattern forming at 105.62. Now, what I'm going to do now is to, and this is typically what I try to do, is I look at a 4-hour chart and then I blow it up and then go to a secondary chart so I can see it a little clearer and just look at it over the last 10 or 15 days so I can see if the pattern is lining up so that it's going to offer a relatively low risk entry. So we'll pull that up and you'll see that over the last several weeks we're seeing the exact same thing that we're seeing on the larger time frame, and all I've done is blown this up, but that gives us a level to watch at the 109.62 level. Now, folks, if it doesn't hold 109.62, and I'm talking within 20 pips, so anything below 109.42, gosh, Larry, let's try it again. It's too much turkey already. It's 105.62. If we go 20 pips below that, it's most probably going to go all the way down to that test the 104.90 level, which was our old low 8 months ago. And remember, the long-term pattern in the euro says that we have a really high probability of going to 99. So the $64 question is, why are you buying down in here? Well, the reason is that each time we've hit these 3 drive patterns, we've rallied somewhere between $1,200 and $1,500 per unit in a euro. So that's a very good risk-reward ratio. So this is what we want to keep an eye on. Remember, this is the holiday week. It starts today. Friday will be a shortened session by 2 hours, I believe. And it is the lowest volume trading day of the year. Today happens to be statistically the single most positive day in the stock market. There is no more positive day of all the 255 trading days a year than the day before Thanksgiving. 75% of the time, the market will close higher on the day before Thanksgiving. Some of our biggest bull markets that we've had, the market did not close higher the day before Thanksgiving. One of the things that I'm watching, I don't know if it's going to mean anything or not, is how much of an impact Amazon is going to have on the retailers, because we are hearing reports that the malls are relatively empty in some of the more fashionable areas in Arizona. I don't know if that's true in the other parts of the country, but it was almost like a ghost town there yesterday. Now, Sarah and I usually go out around midnight on Friday just to see, what's going on, to see how much. We don't necessarily go in the stores, but just to see what the traffic pattern is, because they talk about all these wonderful sales that they have, but in fact, they really don't have a lot of wonderful sales. So that's that's the bottom line of what we're watching. We're basically up a little bit today in the stock market, but Europe is where the action is. The DAX is up over 200 points, which is quite a bit. That's a 2% move. Excuse me. In one day, which is a pretty good move. So, but again, we're the volume all across the board is relatively very, very, very light. Now, I wanted to. I didn't get a chance to listen to. I got very busy this morning for some reason. I don't know why, but I didn't get to listen to all of John Logan's show. But I wanted to post in here the breadth again of the market from yesterday. And as you'll see, again, we've made more new lows than new highs. And we've also taken out the more new lows and new highs than the October 28th level. So even though the market is going up, boy, there's some stocks in this thing that are really looking quite bad. And whether that's going to continue or not, I don't know. But it's not a widely broad-based stock market rally. It's basically those 150 stocks that we've talked about, all along that mean a lot. So we want to watch that. We have another one on our watch list. We keep making new lows down here in the gold and silver and also the copper. We still have that longer term price objective in the gold at 1050, and I think we're almost there. I mean, we got this cycle that's due sometime between now and the 1st of December, and so we want to keep an eye on that. Remember, this could have a really big rally too, because each time we've had these major patterns complete. We had one in March that rallied $70 an ounce. We had one in July that rallied $120 an ounce, and so we got another one coming in here in the next, if we get down to this 1050 level in the gold, and that'll tell us that we're pretty close to a spot where we really want to be looking at something that could have a pretty good run here. The question someone's asked is about the euro. The reason why, if I'm buying it at 105.62, these numbers are so darn accurate, especially with the euro. That's the most actively traded thing in the world. It's not going to be off by more than 30 pips at the very most. So the most you'd be risking on that would be 30 pips, or roughly $300. So that's the main thing that we want to be keeping an eye on. So that's primarily what we're doing. Now we've had the transportations and the utilities are also lagging again on this last rally. They looked like they were going to break out, and immediately they turned around and went back down again. So there's lots of divergence that is happening across the broad market that is very important. And remember, our New York Stock Exchange Index did not get above the 61% retracement of the high from November the 2nd as of yet. That could happen today or tomorrow, or not tomorrow, but could happen on Friday. But we'll see. Friday is a really light volume day. I mean, it is the lightest volume day of the year, and it's also a shortened session. So you can have periods of really big volatility on that day, just because there's not a lot of people on either side of the market. So when you're watching the market on Friday, if you in fact are, and I won't be, we'll be closed here Thursday and Friday here at TFNN for the holidays, and I don't trade on the day after Thanksgiving. I watch it out of the corner of my eye, of course, but I'm not going to be in front of a machine or anything to be watching it. But boy, come in Monday, the day after Thanksgiving, is when you'll start to see some really big moves. I think a little bit of general information here. I noticed from the Bloomberg this morning when I was watching it that Donald Trump had 12 minutes on Saturday Night Live when he was in the comic skit. Well, the presidential candidates for the Republican Party petitioned NBC for equal time, and so NBC has to give 12 minutes to each of the 4 candidates that complained about not getting equal airtime. Well, do we live in a great country or what? I mean, only in America can that happen. I mean, it was a comedy skit, for God's sakes, and all politicians should be in a comic skit anyway. So we'll see if what's going to happen with it. But to me, that's that has nothing to do with what's going on. But I guess it is fair, as long as you're in the as long as you get some type of TV exposure, I guess a bad exposure is as good as no exposure at all would be what's going on. But that's neither here nor there. I thought it was rather funny. And the only difference between politicians and comedians, I think comedians don't get paid as much as the politicians. That's probably the bottom line. And anyway, I think I'm not going to run for president this year. I'm thinking about it maybe in 2020. But, I'll be overage by then. I don't know if there's an age limit on president or not. I have to check that out. Okay, the other thing that's interesting in the market besides the breadth is the fact that the financial markets are, they're the ones that are lagging. They're, the J.P. Morgans and the Morgan Stanley and the Goldman Sachs. Those are the ones that are lagging the market, more than anything else. So we'll see if that's the case. Someone dropped me an email. Also, I wrote this down. They asked about the Gartley when he died. He died in August of 1969 of a heart attack. He was a 3-pack a day smoker, and he was relatively young. I believe he was about 73 or 74, as I recall, and he was going through a nasty divorce. And all divorces are nasty, but there was a lot of fighting about his estate and stuff for several years after that. And so I don't know anything more about it than that, but that's all I really know about the thing. I first got that Gartley book back in 1970, right after he had passed away. And it was actually a 3-ring binder is what it was. It wasn't a published manuscript, and it was 580 pages. So it was really a thick thing for looking at it, but it has some wonderful charts. If you don't have that book, it's something that you probably ought to have in your library if you do watch that. One of things that I'm watching very closely is the price of the stock of Deutsche Bank. I believe this is going to be the canary in the coal mine, because if we lose, not we, but if Europe loses Deutsche Bank, i.e. Germany, and that is if we get below, we're breaking into new low grounds now, and if we get below $22 a share, this chart's going to look really similar to Lehman Brothers before it went tapioca. So keep an eye on the news and stuff for this, and you'll be able to see that we've got some real serious things happening, on the thing. We are going to have Janet Yellen as our guest at the break. I've got my call in to her. I spoke to her at length yesterday. I told her what she should do with the interest rates, about when she should raise them or anything, and I got her on the right path. So she's agreeing to come on here in just a little bit. So 877-927-6648.
Larry Pesavento has just started his brand new service, Fibonacci 24/7, and he's already delivering content to his subscribers on a daily basis when the market's opened and even on weekends. Each Monday, you'll receive Larry's written report that provides detailed commentary and a summary on the charts and videos that Larry sends out. And throughout the week, when warranted, Larry will send out via charts or videos or both the key markets that he is watching during the day. This will be up-to-the-date, active trading information that will help you in your daily trading. In Larry's first week alone, he sent out 25 charts, 6 videos, and a full report to his subscribers in just 1 week. If you're a technical trader that uses patterns and retracements to trade, then Larry's service Fibonacci 24/7 is something that you must try. Right now, new subscribers can get a full 30-day money-back guarantee. With nothing to risk, sign up now to Larry Pesavento's Fibonacci 24/7 by visiting the front page of TFNN.com under Trading Newsletters. TFNN is excited to offer a brand new piece of market scanning software unlike anything the industry has ever seen. John Logan and his team have spent years developing their market profile tools to finally be able to release the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. And right now, you can get a 2-week trial absolutely free just by visiting TFNN.com and providing us your name and email address. The TAS Profile Scanner Plus is the premier market profile-based scanner in the industry, powered by the acclaimed TAS proprietary algorithms, this feature-rich scanner is a standalone desktop software that instantly filters over 2,500 global financial markets such as stocks, ETFs, commodity futures, and Forex. Within 3 minutes of signing up, you can have the software downloaded and running on your computer with a complete roadmap of market indicators and inflection points to trade off using the TAS Profile Scanner Plus. Sign up today and try this amazing piece of software by visiting TFNN.com.
Many of our new listeners have heard about the Tiger's Den, but wondered, what exactly is it? The Tiger's Den is a lively community where professional traders and investors can meet, exchange ideas and information in a comfortable, moderated atmosphere. Hear all of your favorite TFNN shows, plus see all the charts as they happen live during those shows and have access to all those charts. You can test drive the Tiger's Den absolutely free for 30 days. It will greatly enrich your knowledge of these markets. Details on the Tiger's Den are on the front page of TFNN.com.
The Path of Least Resistance is David White's daily trading newsletter, and if you're looking for active trading ideas, then now's a perfect time for a 30-day free trial to this powerful daily trading advisory service. David uses his years of trading experience to offer his subscribers his trading ideas each morning in his Path of Least Resistance newsletter. Using a combination of equity trades along with options, David keeps his subscribers up to date with all pertinent market information with intraday afternoon updates when warranted. Don't miss out on this great chance to get a 30-day free trial to David's daily newsletter, The Path of Least Resistance, with no obligation to pay anything. David has been delivering solid recommendations for his subscribers recently, and if you'd like to see the type of newsletter he delivers every morning, then visit the front page of TFNN and you'll find The Path of Least Resistance under Trading Newsletters. For all the details and to start your 30-day free trial today, log on to TFNN.com now.
Tiger TV is an exciting way to experience TFNN programming. See high-definition video, giving you crystal clear charts, as well as seeing some of the faces of TFNN's highly acclaimed financial experts with crisp, full-fidelity sound. Catch Tom O'Brien, John Logan, Steve Rhodes, Basil Chapman, Larry Pesavento, Think or Swim, David White, Andy Hecht, and Daryl Martin in crystal clear, high-definition audio and video. Tiger TV, exclusively at TFNN.com. Larry takes your phone calls now. Toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Internationally at 727-445-1044.
Okay, folks, we're taking a look now. The next chart, hold on one second, please. The next chart that we're going to look at here in Tiger TV is the chart of the commodity index, the Dow Jones commodity index. And then what I've done is actually my good friend Jim Bartolioni did this for me, is you take the blue line, which is the US dollar index, and it shows the correlation between the commodities and the US dollar. I mean, this is a very, very strong correlation, folks, in the neighborhood of about 85%. And we're approaching the level of 100. We hit that. We took that out in the dollar index just recently, and as of course, you know, the commodities, this is the inverted commodity index, so it's going straight down. If you looked at this without inverting it, you wouldn't see that the correlation that is there, but if you see the negative correlation, it is incredibly high. What this means is as commodities goes down, it's precipitated by the US dollar index going up. If you'll remember, about 4 years ago, there was a dude down in Clearwater, Florida, the name of Thomas O'Brien, that came out with coined the phrase King Dollar. And that was when the dollar index was trading at 73, and he has not changed that acronym at all. He's basically, this thing has gone straight up just like he thought it would. Now we're coming to the point where we're reaching some historical levels in zinc and nickel and iron ore, and some of these other things where they're getting to be extremely cheap. That doesn't mean they can't go a lot lower, but we are getting down into these areas. Particularly, we're watching gold at the 1050 level, and silver at the 1374 level, and copper at the 195 level. Should we get into that level? Platinum, of course, would still be that number is 805 in platinum, and we're trading in the 840 level in platinum. So this is very important. I don't know when it's going to turn, but we want to be watching for it because the whole world is on one side of these markets. I mean, everybody's bearish on the commodities now, and they're also bullish on the dollar, and that might, might be some trouble here down the road. So we want to watch it just to keep an eye on it. Now, part of the problem with the I don't know if you folks follow, I know Basil does, and I think Steve Rhodes does also, and I believe that John Logan does it. The retail stocks, Macy's, Nordstrom's, and Bloomingdale's and stuff like that, all those stocks have just been getting hammered really badly, which is not a good sign coming into their busiest time of the year. So whether that's going to be a prelude to a bad Black Friday or not, I don't know. In fact, these are things that are really difficult to try to predict. That's why, being a technician, you're just looking at the bar chart and you're trying to tell whether the prices are going up. Remember, if prices are going up, there's more buying. If prices are going down, there's more selling. That's basically it. And the trend is, if you have higher bottoms and lower tops, you're in an uptrend. If you have lower tops and lower bottoms, you're in a downtrend. Doesn't make any difference what the time frame is. That's what you have to look at. You can put moving averages in there, but the basic chart is whether you've got those lower tops in a downtrend and higher bottoms in an uptrend, whatever that time frame is that you're looking at. And of course, like we've said several times in this show already, this is the most positive trading day of the year, where stocks will most probably close higher. They could be down at some time during the day, but on the close, they should close higher. And that's a 75% probability. So whether that were the case, we'll have to wait and see if it still follows through. I get this information from my Stock Traders Almanac, which has got some wonderful statistical data and stuff on the seasonals and a lot of other things. But that's one of the things that pops out to look at each year, is the thing. And of course, we have the Santa Claus rally coming in sometime in December, and that basically means that the small caps, the IWMs, will gain against the large caps. And if we take a look at the small caps, you'll see that they've been lagging, really badly. And as we've gone up and almost made a double top in the Dow Jones, we made a double top in the NASDAQ, where the IWM, the small caps, have been lagging badly. So that means that the ratio, the Santa Claus rally means the ratio between the small caps and the large caps is going to change. In other words, large caps could come down a little bit, but the other ones would go up. And if they both go down together, the small caps will go less than the other, because it's a ratio between the small caps and the large caps is what they're looking at. We've got we got to take a break here. 877-927-6648. Half hour to go.
In quiet markets, investors search for new trading opportunities. We'd like to introduce you to a new product that provides opportunities even in flat markets. Nadex, the North American Derivatives Exchange, is a new and innovative Chicago-based exchange registered with the Commodity Futures Trading Commission, and unlike most other exchanges, Nadex allows you to trade directly through them with direct market access when using their trading platform. Nadex never charges a fee to use their platform, which even includes real-time charts and full customization capability. Nadex's unique short-term binary options allow traders and investors to capitalize on strategies even when the underlying markets are quiet. Nadex's innovation has allowed them to come up with a line of unique trading products that are unavailable anywhere else. See how it works at nadex.com. That's NADEX.com, or click on the Nadex banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Futures and options trading involves risk and may not be appropriate for all investors.
Platinum, grains, crude oil, gold, copper, cattle, hogs, gasoline, natural gas, coffee, cotton, cocoa, and sugar. These are just some of the commodities mentioned in the most recent issue of Andy Hecht's Technomental Commodity Report. Andy publishes his weekly newsletter every Thursday morning, where he breaks down the commodity market and provides his subscribers with specific trading recommendations based on his trading methodology. By signing up for a free trial to the Technomental Commodity Report, you'll get a full 30 days to try out this powerful newsletter service and see for yourself the types of trades Andy has recommended for his subscribers. When you sign up for a 30-day free trial, you're under no obligation to pay anything. And should you decide to continue, you will lock in the low rate of only $79 a month. Sign up right now for the Technomental Commodity Report and make sure you're ready to catch the next big trade in commodities. For more information and to get started today, visit the front page of TFNN.com.
It's true. Life is all about choices. At Everbank, they're making it easy for you to make a smart one with this special cash offer. Open a new yield pledge money market account with funds from another financial institution, or deposit new funds into an existing yield pledge money market account, and you could earn up to a $500 cash reward. And if you're opening a new account, you'll also get their new higher 6-month bonus interest rate, along with their yield pledge promise that ensures your yield will always be in the top 5% of competitive accounts at banks nationwide. Open a new account or add to one. It's your choice. To qualify, you must meet balance and other limited time offer requirements. Go to everbank.com/TFNN for details and deposit options, or speak with one of their banking specialists at 1-855-750-4051 for more information. You must act by December 31st, 2015 to be eligible. Everbank is a member FDIC.
TFNN has just announced a brand new morning lineup that is geared specifically for traders in this volatile traders market. Every morning at 8 a.m., John Logan starts things off with his daily program, The Global Market Pulse. At 9 a.m., Larry Pesavento trades the market during the market open Monday through Friday on Trade What You See. At 10 a.m., Tom O'Brien hosts the Money Masters for the hour, and Basil Chapman hosts his Tiger Technicians Hour at 11 a.m. From 8 a.m. till noon every market day, these traders are with you as they provide up-to-the-second market information so that you can make the most educated and profitable trades possible. The new TFNN morning lineup is happening right now. Tune in to see for yourself what kind of actionable trading discussion they have each morning, Monday through Friday, starting at 8 a.m., live only on Tiger TV at TFNN.com.
This segment is brought to you by Think or Swim. For more information, just click the Think or Swim banner on the front page of TFNN.com.
Okay, folks, we're back. We are just been alerted that Nike has just made a new high for the year up at this 133.80 level. They just had a buyback of $12 billion worth of their stock, plus increasing the dividend 14%. If that doesn't make that stock go up, which it has, nothing will. So that'll be interesting to see what's going on. Basically, the market is up a little bit, but really not very much happening. It's rather quiet. The big action is over in Europe, where we've got the DAX is up several hundred points. Well, it's up 250 as a matter of fact. It's almost 250 points in the DAX, which is better than 2%, which is a huge move. We'd be up 350 if we were up 2%, but we might be at the end of the day. Who knows? We'll have to wait and see. Now we have a question from one of our listeners about the crude oil. We've went down and we made new lows below $40 a barrel on Friday. We did get bounced back a little bit of a couple dollars a barrel. We've not really done very much during this past few trading hours. Maybe it's just holiday atmosphere. I'm not sure what it is, but there should be some strong support at $40 a barrel in oil. If we close below there one more time, that's going to be really bad, because you'd have multiple closes below a key level, and that would tell us that you're looking at something really poor. The other question that someone asked during the break was about buying gold here, folks. I think gold's got another $19 to go to the downside. That's what it looks like to me. There's a beautiful pattern there at 1050, so commodity prices are going lower. I don't see any reason why you have to, to jump in and, try to be a hero here, because it's the trend is down. The pattern says that gold wants to go to 1050, and that's the easy way to trade it, would be my guess. Whether that's going to be the right way or not, remains to be seen, but that's what it looks like. So, and silver, of course, also looks a little bit lower. It appears from just watching what's going on in the charts today that the DAX is pulling everything up, because the DAX continues to make new highs as we stay here languishing in the stock market, doing very little. So that seems to be where the action starts out here. Oh, I have to tell you, this is a very interesting day historically for me. 15 years ago, my good friend Byron Tucker was visiting me in Arizona, and we went to California to have Thanksgiving dinner with my daughter. And we had to drive across the desert, and we got to Blythe, California, which is on the desert between Arizona and California. We stopped at this gas station, and a young man was there with a little 2-year-old in his arms, and he asked us if we could help him. And he said, "What's wrong?" And he said, "Well, a water pump has gone on my car." And he said, "I don't have any money." And so we asked him where the car was. He says, "Well, it's over in the gas station, the Shell station across the street." So we went over there and we asked the guy, what's going on. And he said, "Yeah," he said, "this guy's got a car. He's got his wife and another little baby in the thing there." And he said he doesn't have any money. He said, "I don't know what I'm going to do." And I said, "Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. Let us take care of the bill, and just anonymously. We don't want anybody to know." And it came to $287 for the water pump. And so we told him, fill the car up with gas, and we're going to give him some cash. And the guy looked at me, looked at us at both, and he said, "Are you guys crazy?" And he said, "Yeah, probably." He says, "But we had this deal years ago to help anybody that asked us." And sure enough, the guy said, "Okay." He said, "Look," he said, "I'm a really strong Christian guy. I'm going to do the whole work for nothing." And he said, "I'm going to give him the $300 And I said, "Okay, you got a deal." That afternoon, we got into California, and it was a tremendous rainstorm. I mean, it was really bad. And Thanksgiving traffic was horrible. And so we had to stop in Los Angeles, and we stopped at the hotel casino that I like to frequent. And they had the Thanksgiving Hold'em tournament for poker, and I happened to win that tournament that afternoon and evening for $11,500. So it goes around, comes around, folks. So play it forward. Try to do something good for people that have a whole lot of less than we do, because we're certainly blessed here with all the things that we have at TFNN and all across most of our lives. And if you have some bad things going on, hang in there. They will get better. Maybe not in this life, but they will get better. Okay. One question someone's asked about the retailers. Folks, I don't follow them that much. Basil and Steve Rhodes does a lot more about that than I do. I basically do futures and commodities, and for futures and commodities, for foreign exchange, and so we'll see if that's going to happen. So we'll have to wait and see what happens with these retailers. But I don't know how you can compete with Amazon. My gosh, I mean, I buy almost everything I buy through Amazon because they ship it for free. I get to pick out what I want. If I don't like it, I send it back. It's really easy. I mean, I don't know where these other companies didn't do something like this. Of course, you folks already know that I was the one that gave Jeff Bezos the idea for Amazon, just like I gave Al Gore the idea for the internet. He got it basically from me. By the way, Janet Yellen was unavailable today to be on our show. She wanted a stipend of $25,000, and I decided to forego that. Folks, I'm only teasing because I know some of you folks probably don't believe everything that I say. But anyway, it's a holiday atmosphere here at TFNN, and we'll just keep it at that. Regarding the bonds and notes, there's going to be someone just asked a question about the climate change. No, that was not my idea. That was Isaac Newton. He was the one that talked about climate change originally, I see. So we'll wait and see. Talk a little bit about the bonds. I really think these bonds are getting ready to break to the downside. We might have one more push up to the 156 level in Treasury bonds, and we'll see if that's going to be the case or not, but we'll have to wait and see what's going on. Oh, one thing that I did want to mention is the fact that the open order that they talked about for the New York Stock Exchange and the NASDAQ, basically this started as canceling open orders. In other words, you can't have an open order in on a stop. You have to replace it every day. In other words, you used to be able to put the order in on a Monday and leave it in good for 30 days. That's not going to be the case anymore from what they've told us. So as more news comes about, we'll watch that about the canceling orders. They're not going to be able to. They're still going to have stop loss orders, but the way that you enter them is going to be a little differently. So we need to watch that as far as where we think we're going to be, with some of these things. That's really the bottom line of what we're following here. So let's keep that in mind as we go through this, and we'll see what's happening with some of these things, and we'll keep an eye on when these orders come up, and we'll be able to take a look at it from that point of view. Okay, now we've had stocks back to unchanged on the day, and we'll see what's happening. Now, someone's asked a question: is the stop loss order held by the broker or by the exchange? It's held by the broker, and it's traded through the exchange. In other words, your broker puts the order into the exchange, and that's how it operates. That's the real key to what we're looking at. My alert just went off. Gold just made a new low on the day, and we're heading down, I believe, to that 1050 level in gold. Probably not today, but within the next couple of days, we really want to be watching this gold at 1050. I'm going to put this in to remind us that this is a big cycle that's been going on, and it's been flat out perfect. This is the one from Larry Edelson. And we really need to watch this in the gold market, because this neural network that he's worked on has been pretty much spot on. And as you can see, that's the end of November. And folks, we've only got 7 more days. 6 more days. Yeah, 7 more days, and we'll be done. 6 more days. We'll be out of November. So we want to be watching gold on Monday for a potential buy. That's the way it looks like from the cheap seats here in Tucson, Arizona. So we want to watch the gold. We're getting close. 1050 is what we're looking at. Copper, all these are platinum. They're all looking very bad as the dollar increases with the euro dropping. These things keep going down and down. But again, we're going to be into some pretty strong support, I believe, here in the euro at that 105.62 level, and then also in the British pound also is another one that looks very interesting, but we've already talked about those yesterday, and I didn't want to get too far along. We had Rich Anderson on from Anderson Capital Management talking about the grains yesterday, and we're also close to some really good buying points, I believe, in the grains. We have the full moon today at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. This is known as the Hunter's Moon, and we have really big hunting here in Arizona, as you can imagine. There's an interesting statistics, folks. You might like this. I have to bring this up. The United States ranks 4th in the murders in the United States. It's 4th in the world. Okay, if you take out Atlanta, Washington D.C., Detroit, and Chicago, it's 4th from the bottom. In other words, you take out those 4 cities, it's 4th from the bottom. If you add those 4 cities in, there's more deaths, 3 times more than the deaths in Afghanistan. And those 4 cities have the strongest gun controls of any cities in the United States. So gun controls, they don't work too well. That's the bottom line. The other thing that's interesting is that there are 600,000 registered deer hunters in the state of Wisconsin, just in Wisconsin. If you start adding Illinois, Iowa, Colorado, Indiana, Tennessee, Mississippi, and you added all the registered hunters that are there for deer hunting, you have a situation where you have this 10 times the largest standing army in the world. So it's not so bad having guns. Remember, guns don't kill people, people kill people. So the problem is you're getting all the other stuff. Someone asked a question, why would a deer ever live in Wisconsin? Because he has no other choice, Danny. That's the bottom line. And I do like Atlanta very much. That's Peachtree Boulevard there in Atlanta is one of the most beautiful places in the South, as near as I can tell. But we'll see what's happening here. Okay, we have another question from one of our listeners about the price of natural gas. Natural gas, I believe, also is getting pretty close to a pretty good spot here to be looking to be a buyer. But again, we want to give it a little bit more time, and there's no reason to do any buying either today or Friday, folks. Wait till Monday for anything. That's the main thing. Someone said this: guns don't kill people as Democrats kill people by sending them into war. You're probably right, but and we'll have to keep an eye out on that anyway. So this is a holiday. You really shouldn't do much trading today because it's going to be thin for one reason, and unless you really have to do something, look to buy the stocks on a dip because they're probably going to have a rally sometime during the morning. We should hold that 1080, 1079 to 1080 level in the stock futures, and whether that's going to be a good bottom or not, we'll have to wait and see. But with the statistics of being up 75%, closing higher that day, which is today, you certainly don't want to look to be a seller. But you trade the patterns the way you see them, whether it's a 10-minute pattern, hourly pattern, daily. And if you see something that looks interesting, go for it, because you don't know what's going to happen next. Nobody knows that. So that's the main thing. The only thing I'm trying to do today is I'm trying to buy the euro at 105.62. And I'll risk 30 pips at that point, and then we'll take a look at it. I'd like to sell some bonds, but frankly, I think we're going to go up to that 156 level. And with the holiday coming in tomorrow, there's no reason to take a position. It's better to wait until Monday, to see, what's really going to happen. So we'll wait and see. The New York Stock Exchange Index, folks, I'll put this up here because we talked about this. We went up and we stopped exactly at the 61% retracement. That's exactly where we closed on Friday, and we've been down 3 days this week. We did not take out the highs of Friday. We're heading a little lower as we speak, and look at this market. This is a downtrending market since June, folks, in the New York Stock Exchange Index. This is what the real stocks are doing. This is what that breadth index is telling us about. You had lower tops in June, July, August, and September. Then you made a double bottom down in October, and then you rallied up to the 61% retracement on November the 2nd, and you've been down again. So you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 lower highs since June. That's not a bull market. And when you add the breadth into it, I don't understand why people get excited about this. It just doesn't look bullish. But you've got stocks like Nike and Starbucks and some of these others that look, pretty strong. But this is not the way that a bull market, should look. And we'll see what's going to happen. 877-927-6648.
Biotech is booming, but for how long? Whether you think the biotech bull has room to run or has run its course, trade LABU or LABD. Direction's daily S&P Biotech 3 times bull and bear ETFs. Visit directioninvestments.com/biotech today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
I'm Steve Rhodes, host of the Trader's Edge, heard daily at TFNN.com and author of Mastering Probability, a daily investment and trading newsletter service that I send out each morning by 8 a.m. My morning newsletter service covers exactly what the markets have been doing since last night's close, providing you with an edge on your trading day ahead. You get actionable trading ideas, including the exact entry, stop, and profit targets. Plus, I'll teach you the patterns and hidden market correlations that will make you a better trader. As a subscriber, you'll gain access to my 90-minute money management workshop, where I'll teach you the secrets that'll save your assets. The bottom line, I've got your back, including a 30-day money-back guarantee. See for yourself the type of analysis I provide each trading day by signing up for Mastering Probability today. With nothing to lose, this is an offer you should not pass on. Mastering Probability can be found under Trading Newsletters on the front page of TFNN.com.
Tom O'Brien's weekly gold letter, The Gold Report, gives complete and concise coverage of the entire gold market. Inside, you'll get Tom's commentary on gold, the dollar, the rand, the bond, the XAU, the HUI, and detailed coverage of nearly 25 mining stocks. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock trade. The Gold Report is a long-term newsletter where the focus is on building real wealth through the management of a successful portfolio of gold stocks. With a lifetime of knowledge and almost 12 years of writing his informative weekly newsletter, The Gold Report, Tom O'Brien can provide you with the important market information to help you make better trades in the gold market. Don't let the next bull run in gold pass you by. To get a month-long free trial to The Gold Report, an $85 value, visit the front page of TFNN.com today.
Since 1984, Basil Chapman has been using the Chapman Wave methodology to advise traders of his expert market opinion. While originally hand-drawing charts from the late 1970s into the 1980s, Basil noticed that prices under most circumstances virtually always had a certain number of legs to the upside before declining sharply. Later, Basil found that computer software, which included the standard market technical indicators, enhanced the degree of accuracy in calling price turns as well as market trend calls. Thus was born the Chapman Wave sequence. Using the Chapman Wave methodology along with other indicators, Basil Chapman advises his subscribers of his expert market opinion each market day with his opening call newsletter. Right now, you can get a 2-week free trial to the opening call, Basil's daily trading newsletter, by visiting the front page of TFNN.com. Cancel at any time during that trial and pay absolutely nothing. Get your 2-week free trial to Basil's newsletter, The Opening Call, today by visiting TFNN.com.
Catch the Money Masters as they teach you the art of mastering money when it comes to trading and investing. Next on TFNN.
Okay, folks, this is Billy Ray Valentine getting ready to end our holiday season here for Thanksgiving here at 800 South Broad Street in Wells Fargo's Bank in Philadelphia. That's where they filmed Duke and Duke. That was the office number. That's where it was all filmed. If you ever go in there, go and ask the manager to go up and look at the partner's desk and the partner's room up there. He'll take you up there if you're nice to him. And he's a really nice fellow anyway. His name is Wayne. And he'll give you a little tour of what's going on in the market. Now, the DAX index has taken out yesterday's high. We haven't even come close to that in our index as of yet, even though we're still, it doesn't take more than 4 or 5 points to get up there. But the New York Stock Exchange index and the other stocks are lagging Europe by quite a bit. Europe is just screaming along. We're up almost 300 points in the DAX. That's 3%. That's a huge move. So we want to watch, keep an eye on that, see what's going on. That's pretty much what's happening with the markets in Europe anyway. They're just very, very strong. Why the reasoning behind that, I'm not actually sure. All I know is that it's strong. So we'll see what's going on. We're up a little bit now in our stocks so far. We might start screaming here at any minute, and we'll see what happens with it. But Europe is certainly, very, very strong. It opened basically unchanged, back off just a little slight bit, and down at that 10,950 level, and just took off and has gone quite a bit. We're almost 300 points higher in the DAX, which is that's a 3% move, folks. That would be 400 points, 450 points in the Dow. So that just gives you an idea of how big how that move can be. So we're starting to increase in our buying now in the U.S. as we come off that bottom at 2082.5 in the S&P. So that'll be a key figure to watch. But we should be up on the day today without too much trouble, given what's happening. So live every day in an attitude of gratitude. May God bless, and have a wonderful Thanksgiving holiday. And please do something nice for someone who has a lot less than you during this holiday season. May God bless.
If you're an active trader looking for that extra edge when it comes to trading and investments, then now is a great time to get a 2-week free trial to Tom O'Brien's daily market letter, Market Insights. Tom O'Brien's daily newsletter, Market Insights, comes out every market day at around 9:30 a.m. and provides Tom's daily commentary on the broad market, including the Dow, NASDAQ, and S&P, plus specific trade recommendations. There's even an update published most afternoons to keep you informed about the day's market activity. He'll give you the entry price, price target, and stop price of each stock and option trade. With Market Insights, there's nothing left to guessing. For all the details and to get your 2-week free trial to Market Insights started today, visit TFNN.com.